Hi guys, my name is Pratik Joshi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be understanding everything there is to know about GMAT in 2026. What are the latest updates? What is the price? Anything has changed from 25 to 26? All of that in this video. So without wasting much time, let's get started. First, let's crack down GMAT for you. If you're watching for the first time and if you have no idea what GMAT is all about, then let me start by telling you GMAT is basically a competitive exam that test takers answer for management related courses, and this exam is applicable all throughout the world. GMAT stands for Graduate Management Admission Test. It is usually a test that is monitored by GMAT. It is a body that organizes this entire exam. This exam is available throughout the year. You can answer it. There is no specific time, just like other exams. But you have to book your slot way in advance, like at least 4 weeks in advance. You have to book your slot. The exam is available in two modes. One is the exam online method, where you can answer the exam from your home through a laptop, all those things by taking care of certain criteria. And the second one is by going to a test center near you. The list of all the test centers that are available in India is there in the description below. Speaking about the competitors for this exam, then usually GMAT is compared with GRE. GRE is an exam that usually test takers give for admission mostly in specific fields, like mostly it's engineering, or they want to do some post-graduation after doing engineering or something on those lines, whereas GMAT is specifically for management related education, and that too post-graduation. In India, usually GMAT is compared with CAT, SNAP, NMAT, ZAT, all the exams that are there. However, the advantage that GMAT has is that the score of GMAT is applicable for 5 years, whereas CAT or usually the other exams, the score is available for 1 year. Also, they have a specific date on which you need to answer the exam, whereas GMAT, there is no specific date. You can answer whenever that is convenient for you, wherever you feel that you are confident based on your preparation. The GMAT exam basically has 3 sections: quant, verbal, data insights. Quant is mostly about mathematics, verbal is mostly about English, and data insights is all about understanding data and answering those questions based on that particular data. So with respect to the number of questions that these sections have, then quant has around 21 questions, verbal section has around 23 questions, and data insights has around 20 questions. With respect to the time that you get to answer these sections, so each section you get 45 minutes to answer, and overall the exam is timed around 2 hours 15 minutes. Additionally, you have a 10-minute break that you can take in between any of these sections. Coming to convenience, this exam you can answer in 2 ways. One is you can answer the exam comfortably from your home. That is the online version of this particular exam. Whereas the second one, that exam is at a nearby test center. That exam again is online itself, but you have to go to a physical test center, whereas the GMAT online exam, you can answer it from your personal laptop from the comfort of your home. Coming to the next question, when is the best time to answer this particular exam? So if you want to know when is the best time to answer this exam, you have to first understand when the first round of admission usually happens if a person is applying and if he has answered GMAT. So the first round of admission usually happens August to September. So if you are also at a very you have very less time and you want to answer the exam and then apply it immediately, then as per my analysis, you have to answer it somewhere in maybe around May or June, because if your exam goes bad, you have maybe a month to re-answer the exam and get a better score. This is only from a backup perspective, but otherwise I would say if you want to be in a more comfortable state, plan to answer this exam somewhere around maybe December, Jan, Feb, so that once you have your exam score, you have the score valid for the next 5 years, then you can apply for the coming first round by sorting out all your other documents and everything, because everything usually takes time. Coming to some parts of the exam that usually test takers look out for. First thing is review and edit. This is an option available if when you're answering the exam, and what happens is sometimes you have to mark the question just to make sure that, okay, is this question I have answered correctly, I'll come back to it later. If you are saying to yourself that I'll come back to this question later, then review and edit is the feature. So in this case, you can click or select review for as many questions as you want, but within each section you can change the answer of maximum 3 questions. So keep a note of that. Coming to the next part, each test taker can answer whichever section they are comfortable with first, whether it is verbal, quant or data insights. Also, when you're answering the exam, now someone will say, hey Pratik, if I'm answering the exam, where do I practice the questions? Or if there's a question, how do I solve it? Where do I solve it? So basically, you cannot use pen and paper in both of these available exam models. If you're answering the exam from the comfort of your home, that is the GMAT online exam, so in that case, you have 2 options. One is you can buy a physical whiteboard. The specifications of the whiteboard are on screen, and at the same time, you have a digital whiteboard that the exam provides you when you are answering the exam then and there. Coming to the test center exam, you will be provided with some laminated pages and a marker. You can use the marker and practice on those laminated pages, and you can easily wipe them off. You know, the same thing is there basically online, where you have a physical whiteboard, you have some markers, and you can solve it the way you want it. Coming to now the score of the exam. As I mentioned, the score is valid for 5 years. Imagine you answer the exam, let's say that when you are graduating your college, or once you've graduated from college, you have 5 years. You can work for 3 years or 4 years and then apply for your MBA, Masters in Management, whatever you want to do a management course in, and trust me, you will have enough of time to get some experience anywhere. Maybe you can do 2 years in corporate, 2 years in a startup, and that's great if you are applying for MBA with this much experience and a good score, nothing like it. Now, also coming to an understanding of when you answer the exam, how to send the score to the school. So once you answer your exam, you will get your score in, if I am not wrong, 1 to 3 business days. Sometimes it takes 20 days if there is an issue, if it has been flagged or something like that, but usually you will get your score in 1 to 3 business days. When you get your score, basically a timer starts of around 48 hours. When the timer starts, you have in that 48 hours 5 options to send your scores to 5 business schools. So basically, if I have got my score today morning, I have 2 days, basically 48 hours to decide, okay, I want to send my score to, let's say, Harvard. I want to send my score, let's say, to some college in Singapore, I want to score one in Europe. Or you can do your research in that 48 hours, send your scores to these 5 B schools complimentary without any charge. But now let's say that 5 scores you have sent. Now you remember, oh shit, I forgot to send my score to this particular school. So at that time, there is an additional fee that you need to pay per school if you want to send your scores after these complimentary 5 schools are done. So all those details with respect to additional score sending, I have mentioned in the description. You can check that out as well. Now coming to an understanding how many times you can answer the exam. It happens to the best of us that once you answer the exam, you feel that, okay, I was supposed to get a 700, but oh shit, I'm just getting 620. So when do I apply? How do I apply? So basically, you have to wait minimum 6 working days, after which you can reappear for the exam. At the same time, in a calendar year, like for example, today is the first time I answer the exam. Till the next year, this same day, you can attempt the exam 5 times, and throughout your life, there is no limit on the number of times you can answer the exam. Let's say that in 1 year you answer it 5 times. After that, you can answer it again in a calendar year, maximum 5 times. Coming to the score of this particular exam, the score ranges from 205 to 805. This was a modification done from the previous score. Let's not talk about that, but 205 to 805. So if you're asking me, Pratik, what is a good score to target? Then my answer is anything above 640 or around 630 and above is a good score. If you want a great score, anything above 680 is a very great score. Coming to now one of the most important criteria, that is the cost of the exam. The cost of the exam for the GMAT online exam is around $300 US, whereas the GMAT test center based exam is around $275. Every year the cost keeps increasing, so make sure you plan when you want to answer, because I know $300 is quite a big amount, so you need to plan well, put in the right effort in terms of practicing, and then only answer the exam. So yeah, I think I've covered most of the pointers with respect to GMAT in 2026. Not a lot of things have changed from 2025. If you have any questions for me, then don't forget to mention in the comment section below. If you need some advice as well, how to answer data insights, verbal, quant, all of those many questions, if you are there with respect to these sections, don't worry, I've covered each of these sections in separate videos. All of those links are in the description. Done. I'll be seeing you for the next video. So until then, be happy, stay safe, and all the very best for your prep.